What if the only thing standing between you and the life you truly want is a decision? This belief is at the core of everything Tony Robbins teaches. He doesn't just focus on mindset or motivation. He offers a comprehensive system for total life transformation. His message isn't about hype. It's about radical ownership, deep emotional mastery, and practical tools to break through limitations and create a life filled with meaning, power, and fulfillment. Tony Robbins didn't have a privileged upbringing. His early life was marked by pain, poverty, and hardship. He grew up in a broken home with an abusive mother. At 17, he was kicked out and had to fend for himself, working as a janitor to make ends meet. However, it was in those darkest moments that he made a pivotal decision. He was going to take control of his life. He became intensely dedicated to personal growth. He listened to Jim Rohn, read everything he could get his hands on, and, most importantly, applied what he learned. Fast forward a few years, and Tony Robbins became a world-renowned peak performance coach, author of bestsellers like Awaken the Giant Within, Unlimited Power, and Unshakable, and a mentor to world leaders, athletes, entrepreneurs, and over 50 million people in 100 countries. Beyond his fame and success, Tony's true gift is his ability to help people transition from survival to empowerment, not eventually, but right now. Let's explore the true meaning of Unleash the Power Within and how you can apply it to your life. Tony asserts that the fastest way to change your life is to change your state. This refers to your emotional, mental, and physical condition at any given moment. We've all experienced days when nothing external seemed to change, but just by standing taller, breathing deeper, or listening to something inspiring, we felt unstoppable. Why is that? Because motion creates emotion. Your physiology, how you breathe, move, speak, and focus directly influences how you feel and perform. If you feel stuck, it's not necessarily due to your circumstances. It's likely because you're in a low state. Change your body, and your mind will follow. That's why Tony begins all his live events with intense movement, dancing, and breathing exercises. He isn't just entertaining, he's activating. He shifts people's nervous systems so they can access power, clarity, and resourcefulness. So ask yourself, am I carrying myself like someone who is winning? If not, make a change now. Move, stretch, smile, take control of your state. The second lesson Tony offers is that we each have a story, a narrative we tell ourselves about who we are and what's possible. These stories might sound like, I've always been shy, I'm bad with money, I can never stay consistent, I don't have the right background, and I'm too old, too young, or it's too late. None of these are facts. They're merely stories. The danger of a limiting story is that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You act in alignment with what you believe. Tony's challenge is clear. Divorce your story of limitation and marry the truth. Write a new narrative, one where you are powerful and capable, where you can fail and still move forward, and where your past is just a chapter, not the whole book. When your story changes, your identity shifts, and with that shift, so does your life. Once your emotional state is strong and your story is empowering, the third step is strategy. Many people mistakenly start with strategy alone. However, if your state is weak and your story is limiting, no strategy will save you. But when you are in a peak state and your beliefs are aligned, finding the right strategy becomes straightforward. Tony says, success leaves clues. Find someone who has already achieved what you desire. Study them closely. Model their beliefs, habits, and standards. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Learn from others. Compress decades of experience into days. Whether you're focusing on business, health, or relationships, there's a roadmap available. You just need to identify it and follow it. One of Tony Robbins' most powerful teachings is that all human behavior is driven by the need to satisfy one or more of 6 fundamental human needs. These needs are 1. Certainty, the need for safety, comfort, and predictability. 2. Variety, the need for change, excitement, and adventure. 3. Significance. The need to feel important, special, or unique. 4. Love and connection. The need to feel bonded with others. 5. Growth. The need to evolve, learn, and improve. 6. Contribution. The need to give beyond oneself. Here's the twist. While everyone finds ways to meet the first 4 needs, even in unhealthy ways, true fulfillment only comes from living in growth and contribution. Take a moment to reflect. What are the top 2 needs that drive your life? Are you pursuing significance while missing out on connection? Are you holding on to certainty and avoiding growth? When you shift your needs, you shift your destiny. At the heart of every stagnant life is fear. Fear of not being enough, not being loved, or not being safe. However, Tony teaches that you don't overcome fear by waiting for it to disappear. You overcome it by stepping into it with more energy than it holds over you. He states, "The quality of your life is in direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty you can comfortably live with. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You must act before you feel ready. You need to take action despite your fear. The moment you decide that fear is not your master, your power returns." According to Tony, lasting transformation necessitates mastering 3 forces. 1. Focus. What you focus on determines how you feel. If you concentrate on what's missing, you'll feel empty. If you focus on what's possible, you'll feel empowered. 2. Meaning. Nothing has inherent meaning except the meaning you assign to it. Change the meaning of an experience, and you change your experience of it. 3. Action. Nothing changes until you do. Massive action leads to massive results. Here's the key. Never leave the scene of a decision without taking action, even if it's small, a phone call, a journal entry, or a 5-minute workout. Action builds momentum, and momentum changes everything. Tony's daily ritual, called priming, is a morning routine designed to train your brain and body to operate at peak levels. It includes rapid breathing and physical movement, practicing gratitude, visualizing your goals as already achieved, sending healing and love to others, repeating empowering affirmations like, "All I need is within me now." This isn't just hype, it's supported by neuroscience. What you rehearse, you reinforce. When you condition yourself daily, you become unstoppable. What does it really mean to unleash the power within? It means taking full ownership of your state, your story, and your standards. It means no longer waiting for permission, motivation, or the perfect time. It means deciding that the life you want is worth fighting for, and that it starts today, not someday. It means rising again and again when faced with challenges, because you are no longer the type of person who stays down. Tony Robbins teaches that each person has a version of themselves they were born to become. That version isn't found. It's created through decisions, actions, and identity. You don't need more resources. You need more resourcefulness. And that journey begins the moment you stop saying "I can't" and start saying "I must." You don't need to wait for a breakthrough. You simply need to decide. Decide to shift your state. Decide to let go of your old story. Decide to pursue growth and contribution. Decide to unleash the power that already resides within you. That power is real and it's ready. This is your moment, your life, your time. Go build a fulfilling life you deserve starting now. If this message resonates with you, share it, live it, and subscribe to Fulfilled Lyfe.